Welcome back to Noon Edition. Dr. Bill Angel of Ohio State University Lima campus is with us, and we're going to talk politics today. Okay. Everyone's favorite subject, right? Okay. And you want to discuss Nikki Haley and kind of how she's tossed her hat into the ring. Yeah, it wasn't quite very surprising to me because she had a nice stand as governor of South Carolina and then was in the Trump administration as the ambassador to the UN. I didn't know what her next move was going to be. But she's a younger woman, in her mid-40s, late 40s, and so she had a place to go. Oddly enough, former President Trump didn't seem to be too upset about the whole idea. I guess it's because they have kind of a mutual kinship, and I think it sounds like they had kind of an agreement. I'm not sure that's necessarily the case, because he kind of made a snide comment about how, well, the only reason he appointed her to the UN was because he wanted the male governor, lieutenant governor, to become governor. And so it's kind of a shove-off comment. But it's interesting with her because she actually was inspired to get into politics by Hillary Clinton. She attended a seminar back years ago and was thinking about running for office. And Clinton said some things positive about what it takes to be a candidate, including you have to run because you think you can do something good. And that kind of set her off. So what ramifications do you think this might have now for the entire Republican Party? Well, I think first of all, the Republican Party has never been as receptive to women candidates as the Democratic Party is at the presidential level. In fact, in the primary era, there's only been a handful. Elizabeth Dole in 2000, Michelle Bachmann in 2012, and then 2016, Carly Fiorina, famously. And none of them have picked up any delegates. And so this would be her shot. She can pick up some delegates. That would be a real advancement. She definitely has name recognition, facial recognition, because of her work under President Trump. What was her accomplishments in South Carolina? Are you familiar with what she ran on and how she well, she was actually pretty much a moderate. I mean, the most famous incident was when the shooting occurred at the Emmanuel AME Church in Charleston with a white supremacist, killing several of the congregants there. He was a white supremacist. He had pictures with the Confederate flag, and she took down the Confederate flag from the state capitol. And I mean, that was a real thing. So she had kind of a moderate, but when she got into the Trump administration, she's kind of realized where the winds were blowing, and now she has to work her way back into the graces of the more aggressive male challengers like Trump and, of course, Ron DeSantis from Florida. Of course, we're very early in the pecking order right now of folks throwing their hat into the ring. Do you see others? I know you just mentioned DeSantis. Do you see others who are probably just kind of waiting a little while longer to toss their hat in? I think people are kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. Of course, Mike Pence is there too. So you got to. And right now, I mean, Nikki Haley is at like 3% of the vote, 1% above Liz Cheney. So she's got a little way to go to get back. So the presidential election, we're looking at President Biden running again, from what I'm hearing. At least it appears that direction. Last time, we had a lot of people splitting the vote, enabling Trump to really enable himself to get up there. Do you see something of the same effect happening again? I think it could happen again, but I think, back to Nikki Haley, I think she has a chance, I think, to sort of split the field. And the thing is, like I said, the Republican Party has never been receptive to female candidates. And for the female candidate to really make traction, she's got to really show herself to be tough and to stand up to the three men that are facing her off. And it's always a bit of a trouble for a woman, because people do expect women to be more warm and less aggressive than men. So we'll see how she does on that. Well, thank you very much for your time, Bill. Appreciate it as always. You bet. And we will be back with more right after this.